Who's ready to watch me paint my face? Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and I usually talk about the curly girl method and tips and tricks I've used from that method to improve the health of my hair. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. I will be showing you how I do my fancy makeup routine. When I wear this eye look, when I wear this makeup look, you guys always notice, and that is so sweet and so kind, and I really appreciate y'all. So as per request, I am here and I will be showing you how I do this look. Are y'all ready? Let's jump right into it. All right, guys, I have applied my morning skincare routine and given that about 30 minutes to soak in. If you missed it, please feel free to check out the video in the eye. I do share my morning and nighttime skincare routine with you. And if you did see them, you know that Raw Skin Ceuticals was heavily featured. They are a company that I really love and appreciate. What they're doing is just amazing. Anyway, you'll see a lot of Raw Skin Ceuticals in my makeup as well. All their makeup items that I could get my hands on, I did. They did just come out with a mascara that I do not have my hands on yet, but every other makeup item they have, I have tried and I have greatly enjoyed. So I am starting with my clean base, freshly washed face. I've let my skincare soak in for about 30 minutes. While I was waiting for my skincare to soak in, I did diffuse my hair, and I'm not so sure how I feel about this wash day, but time has taught me not to judge a wash day before it's fully dry and I fluff it. Many a wash day has seemed quite hopeless. And then I will scrunch out the crunch and fluff, and it looks great. So my hair's not looking awesome right now because it's not dry and it's in the cast and I haven't fluffed it. But while we're waiting for that, I will now be applying my makeup. So first off, I will be going in with concealer, and I will be using the Raw Skin Ceuticals concealer in the shade CC04. Now, it is kind of a cream base, and y'all have seen me use this before if you saw my very first makeup tutorial a long time ago. Wow, it was not the best one, I am sure, but I have been using this concealer for an incredibly long time. I love it. It is not so full coverage that you look like you're wearing a mask. It evens out your natural skin tone, it evens out your skin, and makes you look like you were born this way. Anyway, I'm just tapping that in with my fingers. Now, what I'm going to be doing to spot conceal is I'll be grabbing this little brush I got a very long time ago from It Cosmetics. It was like in a gift set, but I'm just grabbing a tiny bit of the concealer on that brush, dabbing off the excess on the back of my hand, and I'm going to be using the brush to spot conceal any areas that I feel like need a little bit of extra attention. There are some old age spots and scars that just tend to stick out more than I would like for them to, and this concealer just, it really covers them, and like, it feels like a magic eraser for blemishes to me. Because they're gone. They're not there once I'm done applying the concealer. They are like fully covered, yet look fully like skin. I love this concealer. Next, I'll be going in with my Raw Skin Ceuticals foundation powder. I really love that this is another SPF. It's SPF 20. I already have SPF 30 on my face, but I really like layering my SPF. I feel like I get really longer lasting sun protection when I do that. It's more of a feeling than a legitimate scientific fact. But anyway, this is very similar to most foundation powders. I throw a little bit into the cap, grabbing a very old e.l.f. powder brush. Is it e.l.f.? No, this is from Wet n Wild. And I tap the product onto my skin and I buff. And I use the foundation shade C204. They may have changed their labeling system, but it's the Cool Foundation in the 4th darkest shade. Man, I can't talk today. And as you can see, this color really does match my neck and everything. But for whatever reason, the skin on my face is a whole lot darker than the skin on my body. I feel like this is actually a really good match for me. Now, this part seems a little crazy if you've watched any makeup gurus on the YouTubes. P.S. Major disclaimer warning here. I am not a makeup artist. I am not a beauty guru. I do really love researching products for hair, but I haven't gone to cosmetology school or anything like that. So I know what I'm about to do will make a lot of people cringe. But this is what I do. It works really well for me. It works really well with these particular products. So don't scream and click out of the video. I promise this is not as weird as it will seem. I am going in with a liquid bronzer in the shade Hazelnut. And this is a really cool formula, a really neat product. I have never ever used any traditional makeup product that's like this. So I'm putting just a little bit on the back of my hand, the tiniest little dab. This is an e.l.f. foundation brush, I believe, that I got from the Walmarts. I'm picking up the bronzer on the brush, and I'm going to tap and apply in all of the bronzer areas. You have to kind of work quickly because this product does dry down to a powder very quickly. Now, I know that every beauty makeup person says you are never ever supposed to apply creams over a powder, but I'm telling you that I have been doing this for months at this point, and none of y'all have noticed my blotchy foundation or blotchy bronzer blush combo. Not that y'all have said anyway. I personally can't tell that it's blotchy. I don't think it's blotchy. I'm not wording things very well today. Who needs more coffee? Me? Just me? Okay, I'll go get some more coffee after this. I'll remedy my lack of communication skills with caffeine shortly. And I've mentioned this before, but I don't put bronzer underneath, even though, you know, theoretically I could to disguise my neckline. And the reason is because no matter how I apply it, I always look like I'm wearing a brown beard. It's not cute. So I do skip that, but here is the bronzer applied. You can see that it's warmed up my face really nicely without overdoing it. So there we go. Next up, blush. This is in the shade Pink 1 Rose, and looking at it in the pot, it really just looks super flesh toned, rosy flesh toned, like maybe it could be used as a corrector. This is a cream blush, so again, I'm applying a cream over powder. I have wiped off all the bronzer off the back of my hand. Now I'm just gonna take the product off the back of my hand and apply in all the blushy areas. I'm applying this slightly higher than I applied my bronzer. My bronzer I applied, I guess, in that traditional 3 shape. So the bronzer went down here and all the way around, and the blush goes slightly above it, and I take it all the way back into my hairline. I find I look a little dumb when I just put it right here. I kind of have to tap and blend it all the way back. And there you go. That is my base, and it is quite natural. If there are any spots that I kind of need to smooth out, I do take this little brush. I think it's from Eco Tools. I either have really nice things or very inexpensive things. There's not middle of the road for me in my makeup. You'll see here in a minute. from here on out, my makeup is all drugstore. But I tend to talk a lot with my forehead when I am filming, so I do tend to have to tap out these creases on my forehead. I haven't found a makeup yet that won't crease at all on me. Literally all the makeup I've ever used creases. I think it's just the nature of my skin. These actually last longer and crease less than any other makeup I've ever tried. So this never changes. I always do my base the exact same way. But I do tend to change up my eye looks from day to day, depending on my mood. You will recognize these from my previous makeup video. I have been using these for an incredibly long time. So usually what I do is I start off the base with this Nude Essence highlighter. Thank you, Kathleen Lights, for introducing me to this product. It makes an absolutely beautiful, ethereal highlight. I do find that in the summer months, I don't need to apply extra highlight to my cheekbones because then your girl is real shiny. But in the winter, when I'm feeling dry, I put this on my cheeks. It doesn't accentuate texture or make me look gross. It actually makes me look dewy and pretty. I just tap that on my eyes with my finger because I'm fancy, and we all know that these shinier kind of eyeshadows do better and are more pigmented when applied with the finger. Next, I'm going to apply like my fancy eyeshadow look. If I'm not doing a fancy eyeshadow look, I will just take the orangey shade in the Rosé in the Air Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. This thing has been around for way too long, but if I'm not doing fancy eyeshadow, I will grab just this shade, throw it in the crease, mascara, brows, done. Not worrying about it. If I'm wanting to really define my eyes and make them pop and enhance my blue eyeballs, this is what I do. And when I do this, this is the makeup y'all comment on and say, oh my gosh, Courtney, tell us how you did that. So that's why I'm showing you this here. It's really pretty simple. Most anyone can do it. I'm grabbing the cool toned brown shade from the palette and taking this on a very flat brush, again, super cheap brush from Wet n Wild. I'm not sure what it was called. The label is wildly rubbed off. So I am just looking down into my mirror over here and pressing this into the outer third of my eyelid, outer third. I am not taking it up into the crease if I can help it. Grabbing more, doing the other eye, pressing into the outer third. I'm not rubbing because sometimes it will fling this powder all over your face and that's not good. I'm trying not to fling it all over my face. I don't use eyeshadow primers because I use the concealer and I called that good enough. It does have enough of a stickiness to it for a little while that it helps the eyeshadow stay in place. So this is the side that I applied all the product to. This is the side that has no product. I am holding the producty side up so that the product-free side is down, and I'm not smearing black all the way down my face. Again, this is very backwards from how most beauty people do their makeup. They tend to do the lightest shade to the darkest shade. I apply the base and then start with the darkest shade and work my way to the lightest shade. I don't know. That's just the way I've always done it, and I get the most blended look when I do that. Now I'm going in with the red shade from the palette on a Sigma F82 brush. I'm not sure. It's a Sigma brush. It's a blending brush. It's a natural hair brush. I've had it for 6 years now. And I am just applying this in the lowest possible way to my crease. I always tap off the excess powder because I don't want loose powder flinging all over my face. All right, last step, I am taking a fluffy brush and I am grabbing the orangey transition shade, not the cool toned one. Did you know that orange and blue are complementary colors on the color wheel? And because of that, when I use warm toned orangey shades on my eyes. I feel like my eyeballs look bluer. Now we are moving on to brows. Again, another drugstore product. I have loved dearly the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. It's quite epic, but I decided to try this one from CoverGirl just because the one from Benefit is expensive to continue repurchasing. And you know what? I haven't been wildly disappointed in this one. Most drugstore eyebrow pencils fail me so miserably. They are like warm tone yellow instead of taupe. And if they are taupe, they're like brown, dark black brown taupes. They're so dark. This one is a really good color, and the other way that drugstore eyebrow pencils fail me miserably is that they don't last at all. They're gone within hours. I don't believe this is advertised as waterproof, not that I can remember, and it's not saying on this packaging, but it lasts. It lasts really well even when I sweat. So I'm going to throw this on really quick. If you want a full eyebrow tutorial from oh beloved Courtney, you're gonna have to request it pretty vehemently, but for the sake of the length of this video, we're gonna go fast. All right, now that I have my eyebrows on, I am going to highlight my brow bone. There is this white shade in the palette that is like really broken, and I dropped my palette today when I was setting up to film. So I can't really show you what the shade is because it's like gone, but it's a matte white highlight. I actually cheat. I take it into the inner corner right here and just clean up underneath my brow bone. Again, an IT Cosmetics brush here. It's kind of big to be doing this kind of detail work with. I think it's supposed to be a concealer brush, but I have really been enjoying it for this. 2 more steps and we are done. I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Exact Lash Exact. I normally go for the Lash Blast Volume, which is in that orange tube, but for fun, I decided to try this one. I am liking it. It's a drier, stiffer formula, so I don't have to build it up quite as much as the Lash Blast Volume. But anyway, I don't do eyeliner because I find that I get a bold enough look from just the eyeshadow. Also, eyeliner for me is incredibly easy to mess up, and it's incredibly time consuming. So the eyeshadow in and of itself was fairly time consuming. I don't know. I just skip eyeliner. I don't feel like it's necessary when I use this bold of an eye look. And I just kind of go ham with the mascara. So I'm gonna apply this and I'll be right back. All right, so mascara is on and I did do 2 coats of that. The last step is lips. Normally when I'm doing my less bold eye look, I will just throw on some chapstick that's slightly tinted and throw it in my pocket and keep it with me all day long. But when I have a bolder eye look, I feel like I need a little bit of lipstick. Not crazy lipstick, because you don't do bold eyes and bold lips, but chapstick ain't gonna cut it. So one of my favorites is a ColourPop Lippy Stick. I believe this is in Taurus, which was the Kathleen Lights collab. Can you tell who I watch on the Beauty Guru YouTubes? Anyway, I also like this because it's precise enough that I don't feel like I need a lip liner. I don't get this everywhere. It's a good shade, it's a good undertone, it's not too bold. All right, guys, and there you have it. That is my face. This is how I do my makeup. Y'all have been asking and requesting this. Again, please give me a lot of grace. I am not a beauty guru. This is just my routine, and y'all showed some interest, so here I am. I'm sharing it with you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are more interested in seeing hair content from me, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you stick around for some more videos. The normal videos are not skincare and makeup. They are talking all about the curly girl method and how I apply it to my wavy, curly, low porosity, fine hair. All right, guys, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!